Hey there, guys. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about some procedures that people have had some questions about, and I have attempted to make some of them a little bit easier to follow. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using my Algebra 1A course as kind of the exemplar course, but it should look the same for everyone. So I've altered our homepage on Canvas to be a little bit more user-friendly. So you're going to find all the links that you're going to need just in general, your weekly schedule, a link to your assignments in Canvas, link to the syllabus, a link to my YouTube channel for the course. So if you want to watch some videos, those are ones that I have made. And the one big thing that I want to point out that's new is this test corrections request form. So test corrections have been one of the topics that people have asked me how to complete. So we're going to go over a little bit how to do test corrections. And I'm going to be kind of keeping a running list of items here. I have a couple things that we're going to talk about later, but we'll add test corrections to this right now. Okay, so in order to be eligible for test corrections, you must have an 80% or higher on your practice quiz. All right, so what this tells me is that you've practiced the skill and done your best to attempt to learn it, and something wonky just happened on the quiz. If you do not have that 80%, what I am going to need you to do is make corrections to your practice quiz to get up to that 80%. You will submit these in Canvas. So if it was the Unit 2 practice quiz that you need to do corrections on, you're going to submit it under the Unit 2 practice quiz assignment. There'll be a button right where you submitted it the first time. It'll just say resubmit, and it'll send me a notification that you resubmitted it. You don't have to email me or anything like that. So once you've done these things and you are ready to do your test corrections, you want to go back to our Canvas course, and you're going to want to fill out this test corrections form. Okay. So when you go to this form, it's going to ask you some questions. So it's going to require your email address, your name, and then it's going to ask you if you have accurately done your practice quiz requirements. So either do you have an 80% or above originally, or have you submitted corrections? And when you've submitted corrections, you'll then receive a comment back from me in Canvas stating that you've submitted these corrections. If your answer is no, it's going to take you to a screen that prompts you to go and do these items. But if you say yes, we're going to continue on with our test corrections form. So it's going to ask you what unit you'd like to do test corrections on. It's going to ask you to briefly describe what you have done to prepare for your test corrections. So you're attempting to get a better grade by this, which means that in some way you should have studied. If it's going over your notes again, seeing me for extra help, any of those things are good ideas, and there are many more. Then I'd also like you to fill in what time you would like to do your corrections. So this could be a date where you know you are already in my class for enrichment, or this could be a date for another enrichment that you have previously gone to that teacher and asked permission to leave their enrichment to come to mine. So you're going to fill all that out, hit submit, and then I'll pull out your test and get it ready for your test corrections on your requested date. So that is your responsibility if you want to do test corrections to go through that, fill that out so that I can get your test corrections ready for you. Okay, so let's talk now a little bit about your practice quiz. So you have a due date for your practice quiz, but you can do corrections on your practice quiz if you turn it in prior to that due date. So we always have a gap of at least 3 days between when we finish learning the material and when your practice quiz is due. And normally we have a larger gap than that as well. So in that early time, you can turn your practice quiz in, I'll grade it, send you my comments, and then you're going to be able to fix the things that you got wrong to hopefully get a better grade on that assignment. So let's go to see where we can figure out when we need to turn on in the practice quiz. So if you go into assignments, I suggest once you get in here, selecting show by type. This is going to make it much easier to find your practice quiz assignments. And we're just going to take a look at this Unit 4 practice quiz here. Okay, So apologies, my Chromebook is slow. It's going to take a moment to get us there. All right. So in this Unit 4 practice quiz, it's going to tell you a due date. Now, this due date is going to be for the A group. I can't enter multiple due dates in here. So if you're the B group, you need to be checking our weekly calendar for your due date. Everything on our weekly schedule will be the accurate due date for your assignment. But down here at the bottom, I have corrections deadlines. So group A, if you want to make corrections, you need to turn this assignment in by 10/9 by 3 p.m. Group B by 10/13 by 3 p.m. Okay. So if you do that, I'll make corrections I'll make comments on your practice quiz that evening, get it back to you, and you can then make those corrections. This is really good because you can see what might be going wrong or right before a test. So I also want to show you how you can find your corrections on here. So I'm going to really quickly go ahead and just submit a test assignment here. So typically your files are in downloads and there's nothing there. So let's see, I'll just pull something out of my Google Drive real quick. So bear with me while this loads. I'm going to go ahead and submit my math analysis syllabus. Okay, so once you've submitted your assignment, and then you'll receive a grade, which will clue you in to the fact that I have graded it and made comments. So over here on the right, you can see it says, hey, submitted, the date, and there's this little thing called says submission details. You want to click on that. And this is where you're going to be able to view any comments that I made on your practice quiz. So you're going to see your submission. You're going to click view feedback. And you're going to pull up an image. Now, the image is what I will write on, giving you comments, telling you what went wrong, maybe highlighting a portion of your work that needs to be improved. So you can scroll down. This just isn't loading for me at the moment, but you can scroll down and you'll be able to see your image. There it is, as well as any comments that I have written on it that you need to go back and change. I will also have written in the comments the problem numbers that you had gotten incorrect. Okay, so that's talking about corrections and how you can do them on your practice quiz to keep those grades up and how you can view comments from me. And this is how you view comments on any assignment that you turn into Canvas that's a paper assignment like this as well. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about grades. So I added this notification to the front page of your Canvas about grades. So you guys, because everything is online, can turn in grades 24/7. Unfortunately, the programs that we use, so that's Canvas, Skyward, and Delta Math. Those are the three programs that we're really using in order to do work together. They do not live update between each other. So that means I have to manually update those grades. It is impossible to keep all three of these 100% up to date at all times. So grades will be updated in Skyward every Wednesday and Sunday. So that means every Wednesday and Sunday, I will look at all three of those programs and any other program we might have used, be it a Nearpod or perhaps a Desmos. And then I will update all those grades. So everything will come into Canvas, and then everything from Canvas will sync to Skyward Wednesdays and Sundays. As long as you're turning your work in on time, this should never negatively impact your grade. The only time that you might be waiting for a grade to update would be if it was a late assignment. So if you are concerned about mandatory working lunch or you're concerned about academic and eligibility, please plan accordingly and make sure you're getting your assignments in on time so that that is not a concern for you. Outside of those days, please just make sure you're turning in your assignments and then they will be uploaded into Skyward Wednesday or Sunday. If you believe an assignment is missing, it should be in Skyward. Please just double check if the grade is in Canvas or if it is in Delta Math. If it is there, I have the grade. It will be updated with our next sync. Okay. Last thing. If you are going to miss a Google Meet, all right, so let's maybe zoom in on this. So if you're going to miss a Google Meet, You need to email me ahead of time. So if you have a doctor's appointment or something like that, you must email me ahead of time. We will always have a Google Meet assignment, and you are still expected to complete that. So even if you're at a doctor's appointment or something like that, you're still responsible for the work that happens in school. So you still need to complete the assignment to earn credit for the Google Meet. So we do go over important things here, and I don't want you to miss it. If you're having technical difficulties getting into the Meet, you are responsible for emailing me a screenshot of what the issue is. So if it's giving you an error or not letting you in, make sure you send me a screenshot of what is happening so that I can try to troubleshoot it and get you into the Meet. If you do not email me, you will be considered absent for the Meet. So you need to make sure you are communicating any technical difficulties. So that is all that I have for you at this time. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. And please make sure to go in to our Google assignment for this week. So that'll be entitled Google Meet 10.7, and fill out the assignment associated with all this information.